Hello everybody, this is Ria with Posh Plum Plants, and I am here today to do a video for the Mommy Lhey YouTube channel. I am on the Mommy Lhey Digi team as MLGirl Ria, and today I want to do a video on how to use the digital files from the Under the Sea pack that she just released. So if you look in here, I've got tons of different digital papers to use. Then we've got like monthly stickers and things like full boxes, the date stickers and weekly days of the week and things like that. Tons of amazing clip art. And then if you look, there are all kinds of these quotes, and they are just super cute. I love the handwriting that Lhey has. She just has an amazing way of making these things look adorable. So what I want to do today is to teach you how to use these files and to maybe add some color to them. So if you really like them but you wanted to use them in maybe a gradient, or maybe you wanted to use one of the colors from the color palette, I wanted to teach you how to do that today using your iPad and using the app Procreate. So just to talk about hardware really quick, I'm using an iPad Pro. It's the 12.9 inch and it is the 3rd generation. I also have the Apple Pencil. This is the 2nd generation that they have. You don't specifically need these tools, but they really help. So the other thing that you'll need is Procreate, this app down here. And I think it goes for maybe $9.99 in the App Store. Now this is all Apple. I'm not sure what is available on Android. I know that Android has some amazing tablets and some amazing artistic and drawing programs and apps, but this is just what I'm using for today's video, just because I think most people are probably Apple based, using iPads, and have the availability to use Procreate. I also, when I'm done with my stickers, put them into GoodNotes. I'm a digital planner, and I can show you how to do that at the end of the video. So just to show you really quick what I'm talking about, I've brought in one of the quote files, and I'm just going to work with the Stay Extra file for today. I have a few different examples of things you can do. So for example, I've got it over here and it's in a gradient with a drop shadow. So the gradient simply means that it goes from color to color to color. Some people use the term ombre to describe this, but it is called a gradient once you're inside a program like Photoshop or one of these artsy programs. So mine goes from this really pretty lavender to the pink to the teal, and it's got this very nice seamless gradient effect that doesn't have very harsh lines that separate the two colors. It also has this drop shadow back here, which kind of gives it a little extra punch. If I were to turn off that drop shadow, you would see the difference from when it's there to when it's not there. So that is just an artistic preference, whatever you want to do. And I just want to show you how I got that look. So if I'm starting over here with just the black and white file, the first thing I want to do is come over here to my layers palette. So I'm just going to ask you to ignore all of the stuff that's happening down here in mine. When you open this one file up, most likely you will have a white background color and you will have the inserted image right here. Okay, so what you're going to do is open the layers palette. You're going to click on that file and you can hit the plus sign, and that's going to put a layer right on top of it. Click on that layer and then come over here to the menu where it says clipping mask. Click on that clipping mask, and now anything that you color on this new layer is going to stay inside the colors of your font. So if I didn't do that, I'll just show you what would happen if I didn't have a clipping mask and I had this pink color up here and I wanted to just come in and start painting. Let's go with, okay. If I wanted to just start painting, you would see that it would be messy and it goes everywhere and it doesn't give me this look over here. So I'm going to undo that, come back up to my layers, and on that new blank layer that I made, you tap it once, clip on clicking mask, and now when I come in here, it's only going to stay within the letters. And if you wanted to change it from black to pink, there you go, you're done. So you could save that file and input it into your digital planner, or you could print it out as a sticker, whatever you wanted to do with it from there. So that is one thing that you can do if you just want to change it to one color. But if I want to do this gradient look over here, what I'm going to do, I'll just hit undo. And I'm still on that new layer and it's still a clipping mask. What I'm going to do is go into my brushes and I'm going to use, let's say, a soft brush. So let's click on the brushes, and then you've got all these different kinds of brushes over here. If you click on airbrushing, there's a soft brush in here, and that's the one that I'm going to use. There are tons and tons and tons of brushes in here, and if you look up Procreate tutorials, you'll find some amazing ways to use these. But just for today, I'm going to go into the airbrushing and use the soft brush. So I've got the pink already selected, so I'm just going to start with that and use my pencil and just start drawing this pink in. So I think that's pretty good. That's where I'm going to stop with that pink. I'm going to come up here and change to the next color, and let's say I'm going to change to this green here, and all of these colors I have taken directly from the Mommy Lhey color palette, so I know that these are going to match. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. That's where I'm going to stop with the green. I'm going to come back in here and I'll use this darker purple and just color that right in. Perfect. Okay, so if you wanted to stop here, you definitely could. But if you zoom in, you can see that the lines are a little bit harsh compared to over here, where you can see that some blending and some shading has happened, right? So let's go back over here. Come on. And let's try to get this blended a little bit better. So I'm going to click on this next tool, which is the smudge tool. And I'm just going to come in and start going up and down right here on this line. And you can see the difference. So it is a nice blending. And you can do this as much or as little as you want. If you do these little strokes, you can kind of see how it blends. If you do much bigger strokes, you can also see it gets a little muddied and muddled in here. So I don't like the bigger strokes. I like to just do it a little bit right where the colors blend. And that gives you a nicer blending. See right here, very, very harsh difference between the two colors. But if I use this smudge tool, I can make it blend just a little bit nicer. So again, this is all going to be personal preference. You just kind of do it until you feel like it looks good. And so now you have a similar look to what I was kind of trying to create over here. Also, you can come into your layers palette and you can see the colors that we've just done in here. And if you wanted to kind of move the gradients around a little bit, you can come over here and choose this little selection tool, the little arrow over here. And then all this information shows up at the bottom. So I'm going to leave it on freeform. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to leave it on freeform and we'll just kind of watch what happens. So you can see a selection box all the way around it. If I move it around, it will move those colors. I can even incorporate some black in there, or I can even spin things if I didn't really like the way the colors were that way. You know, I could kind of move it around a little bit. I could make this a little bit larger so that I don't get any black coming in if I'm moving this around. So you can see all of the amazing differences that you can make here according to whatever your style is. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think it looks good. So I'm gonna come in here and we're gonna do that drop shadow layer. I'll teach you how to do that next. So with these two layers here, I'm happy with the way the colors look, so I'm gonna do a pinching motion to combine the color layer and that first black layer. Okay, so I do this pinching motion and now it's one layer. I am going to slide this to the left and click on duplicate, so now I've got two of these. I'm going to again tap the one that's on top and click clipping mask. Then I'm going to come up here to my colors. Let's go hit on the disc so that I can choose a specific color, and I want a gray color. So I'm just going to come over here and choose a gray that I think looks good, and then come right onto here and color the entire thing gray. Okay. So no color, now it's just gray. come back up to your palette or your layers here, and we're going to duplicate this color layer one more time, merge these two together, and then take the gray layer underneath the color layer. So now I've got the color layer on top and the gray layer underneath, and I can start to move the gray layer around to get this gradient or this drop shadow effect. So I'm going to come over here and select it, and if I just pull on it a little bit, you can see that drop shadow kind of move around, and you can put it wherever you think it looks best. Just leave it right there. And there you go. You can turn it on and off according to your personal preference, but I think that looks pretty good. So the next one I want to do, let's see here if I can clean all of this up. I'm going to take this one away, and I'm going to show you an easy way to just add a little bit of color behind it for a little extra pizzazz. You can leave it black, or you can do something like this where you've got this gradient and just do a little color behind it just to give it a little extra something. So in these layers, let's just use what we just made. I am going to create a new layer. I'm going to take that layer and drag it underneath these two layers right here. So on this layer, I can draw whatever I want. I'm going to choose, let's just stick with this pink over here, and I'm going to long press on it, which is going to allow me to select that color, and come back over here. And the brush that I select, let's see, what should I do? Maybe I'll just keep the airbrushing, and we'll do a medium airbrush and see what that looks like. So I'm just going to color right behind that layer, and you can see it just gives it a little something extra. Maybe I undo it, and maybe I'll make this brush a little bit smaller. So you can do something like that, and then you can save this image right here and put that into your planner. Let's see, the next one I want to show you, I'm going to take that one away. Let's take this one away, is this one is one that has more of a paint look to it. So if you look real close, you can see kind of like some paint smudges in here, and I think that's a really cute look. So we can recreate that over here. Let me open my layers, and I'm going to take away this drop shadow. If you click over here, this is what hides or shows your layers. I'm going to take that away. And then on this layer here, instead of having the gradient, I'm going to duplicate it, and the top one I'm going to click clipping mask, and I am going to turn it just a solid color. So let's go back to maybe the pink, and I'm just going to, let me make my brush a little bigger, color this one solid color. Okay, so now that it's one solid color, I'm going to choose a different color, maybe the peach that goes with it. I think that'll look nice. And then in my brushes, I'm going to come into, let's see where it is. I think it's in painting. No, it's not. Artistic. And oil paint. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just so we can really see the effect. It's really fun to do. So if you paint over it, you can kind of see these paint strokes in here. You know what? Let's use a different color. That might show up a little bit better. Maybe the darker purple would show it better. Let's try this darker teal color. So yeah, you can kind of see right in here the difference that this brush makes. And again, this is all just playing around, finding your own personal preference. Also playing with the pressure that you're using with your pen. If you do something really lightly, like a feather touch, you might not see a whole lot happen, but if you touch down really hard, then you can see some color being added, and that's just per brush. different brushes react different ways. So that one is just a really easy one that actually comes with the app. You can very easily just use that brush, kind of put some paint strokes in there, and it's a really cool kind of abstract texture. So that one is a lot of fun to play with. And I think the last way that I will show you is, let me take that away. I'm actually going to turn it back to black. I'm just going to color it black really quick. Whoa. Oh, I'm doing it on the wrong layer, aren't I? Okay. I'm going to go back to airbrushing and do this really quickly. So black, there we go. Just want to show you a couple of the brushes that are in the brush library. So let's click on textures, and I'll just show you the first three really quick. They are pretty cool to use. So I'm going to click on the grid, and I'll use a different color than we can see. I'm really liking this teal color, so I'm going to use that. So I'm again working on the clipping mask layer. You can see it's checked here, it's clipping mask, which again means that it's only going to color the letters and not go outside. So I'm going to use that brush and just, there you go, put a grid on it. I think that's a really cool effect, especially because it barely takes any effort at all. All you do is select the brush and color it in, and you've got a grid. So let's look at the next one in here. The decimals. This is so cute for a polka dot look. You can do really small polka dots. And kind of get the look of it when you've colored it in completely, and change the size of the dots because that really changes the look. So that's with a slightly larger polka dot. And then if I wanted to go even bigger, let's go all the way up and see what that looks like. So it's just a really, really cute look. And if you go back to the files, Lhey actually has a polka dot in here for the under the sea, so it would be a really cute and easy way to kind of match things up. What was the last one? Oh, the diagonal. The diagonal one is a really fun one too. There we go. And stripes, and you're done. So quick, so easy, and it is super cute. So there are lots and lots of different brushes in here, so I encourage you to come in here and just kind of play around and make it your own. So now what I want to show you is how to save it and how to actually get it inside your planner. So let's see. I'm going to hide a lot of things here. Which one am I going to do? Let's do this one right here. Let's say that I just want this as a sticker to go into my planner. So I am going to turn off absolutely everything, including the background layer. I'm going to turn everything off in my layers palette, and all I have are the 3 layers that it took to create this sticker here. So I'm going to go up to my little wrench. This is the little actions, and I'm going to hit share, and then, whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Hang on. I'm going to hit PNG. Now if I hit PNG and then click save image, it's going to save this as an image that has a transparent background. So if I go into my planner and put this in, you'll still be able to see the entire background of my planner behind the sticker. If I were to choose something like JPEG, which is what I chose first, that is going to save with a white background behind it, so I won't see anything that is behind my sticker. So I want to stay with that PNG. Okay, the only thing we have left to do is to go into our planner and put it in as a sticker. So I've got my under the sea planner here. I'll just stick on that. And here is just a blank page. We can do, let me see what I've got in this planner at the moment. Yeah, let's just click on, okay, so here's my today's plan. These are what my daily inserts look like. So if I wanted to put that sticker in, this is GoodNotes 5, by the way. All I would have to do is, well, it's got all of my camera roll up here because I'm selected on the image. So if I click on that little picture, my current camera roll will show right here, and I can just pull things right in, which is super easy. So the easiest way to do it would be to just click on right here, my newest picture. So you can see that it's quite large, the selection area, and I don't want it to be that large. You can see this light blue all the way around it. So what I'm going to do is tap off of it. I'm going to tap it again and then crop. So you can either crop with a rectangle or you can crop freehand. Freehand, you would just obviously draw a little circle around it, or you can stay with the rectangle, move that around, and click done. So there is my sticker. And if I were writing my plans in, I could come over here and resize it and put it right in there, along with any other sticker that I wanted to add. I've got an entire Mommy Lhey sticker book here in my GoodNotes, and I can just pull any of these things in. So select it, copy it, go to my planner, long press and paste. And there I've got a few different things in here because I selected a little bit too much at once. There we go. There's my beautiful little sticker. And I'm just gonna get rid of these really quick. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from the Procreate app. If you have any questions at all, feel free to contact me. Leave a comment below. I am at PoshPlumPlans on Instagram, and I am always willing to help. I'm active in the Mommy Lhey Facebook group, so if you leave questions there, I can help you there as well. But I am a graphic designer, and I've been working with Photoshop for 16 years now, and I am learning my way through Procreate, so if you have any questions on that, I may or may not be able to help. But I hope you got some inspiration, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!